addition, Pekret, Pekehret, capital P at the beginning, medicinal prescriptions were given to patients to bring relief. This magic was used in temple rituals as well as informal situations by priests. These rituals, along with medical practices, formed an integrated therapy for both physical and spiritual health. Magic was also used for protection against the angry deities, jealous ghosts, foreign demons, and sorcerers who were thought to cause illness, accidents, poverty, and infertility. That is the Heka. Now we get into the Werthu, which is spelled Werthekau, capital W at the beginning. This means great enchantress. Werthekau's alts is Urthekau, Urthekau, capital U at the beginning, and Werthekau, Werthekau, capital W with Wart and capital H with Heku, was the ancient Egyptian for personification of the supernatural powers. Wart Heku meaning great of magic or great of enchantress. As a deity dedicated to protection, she often appeared in funerary objects, particularly weapons, to allow the deceased to protect him or herself against the dangers of the underworld. She also was placed on ivory knives as a charm to protect pregnant and nursing mothers. Her power was one of the inherent qualities of the crowns of Egypt as goddess of the crowns. She was a snake or a lion-headed woman and dwelt in the state sanctuary. As the wife of Ra Horakti, which is Ra, R-A, capital R, slash Horakti, Horakkhty, capital H. She is depicted with his solar disk in her head, on her head. Werethekau was an epithet frequently conferred on Isis, Sekhmet, Mut, and others. Now, Sekhmet is Sekhmet, capital S, and then Mut, M-U-T, capital M, and others. That is the great enchantress. And I believe there was something else involved there with nursemaids, and these were like priestess that took care of the pharaoh's children and babies and helped with childbirth and things like that. But I'm not quite sure where all that worked in. Okay, then you had the Mehen, M-E-H-E-N, capital M. That's the Egyptian snake god. In ancient Egypt, the name Mehen, meaning coiled one, refers to a mythological snake god and to a game. The earliest reference to Mehim occur in the coffin text. Mehim is a protective deity who is depicted as a snake which coils around the sun god Ra during his journey through the night. For instance, in the Amduat. In the German Egyptian dictionary by R. Herring, it is said that the Mahin, M-H-N, or the Mahinet, M-H-N-T, snake is equivalent to the Ouroboros, O-U-R-O-B-R-O-S, capital O at the beginning. The precise relationship between the deity and the Mahin game is unknown. For instance, it is not known whether the game derives from the mythological character or the character derives from the game. It is known that the object known as Mayhem depicts a game rather than a religious fetish, as studies of paintings in tombs and game boards and equipment demonstrate this. The rules and method of playing the game are unknown, although rules have been created in modern times based on assessments of how it may have been played. Okay, so now we go to the Kuti, which is Children of Horus. Kuti is spelled K-U-T-I, all capital letters. The Children of Horus, who are known to mythology as the solar race, are the Kuti. These are the white spirits, the children of light. The solar race at last attained supremacy as chief of all the elemental powers. And in the eschatology of Kuti are the glorious ones. Now, you can also find out more about them with Ku, which is K-H-U, if you check them out. The seven Kuti as white birds on the celestial waters represent souls or spirits, but as star souls, not human souls, external to human being. The first company of gods, the seven Egyptian Tesu, T-E-S-U, capital T, were also called the Kuti, or spirits, represented by beautiful white water birds. That, for me, kind of goes back to what I was talking about with Sumerian texts and Enki and Enlil and the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were represented as birds, and Horus, you know, the whole thing with Marduk, that all kind of blends in together. That sticks out to me. I never noticed that before until I just read that, but it's pretty interesting. And you also have to remember the close relationship that the Hittites and the Egyptians had with one another, so a lot of their belief systems, I could believe that it funneled down and became saturated as time went on. So now I'll go to Sa and Hu. Sa as in S-A and Hu as in H-U. And these are Egyptian minor gods. The Egyptian god Hu was one of the minor gods in some respects, but he was one of the most important gods of those serious about Egyptian deities. Hu is the power of the spoken word. He personifies the authority of utterance. One legend has it that the creator and sun god Ra, or Re, R-E or R-A, evolved from the primeval waters of Egypt. Once alive, Ra created the air, Shu, and the moisture, Tefnut. Next, the earth god Geb and the sky god Nut were created. Mortal men and women were created from the tears of Re, R-E. Re then drew blood from his own penis and created the god Hu and Sia, which is H-E or H-U for Hu and Sia, S-I-A. These two gods represented the creative power of the gods. Hu and Sia were partners. Sia was the personification of divine knowledge, omniscience, and mind of the gods. Hu was the personification of divine utterance, the voice of authority. During ancient times, Heka, the personification of divine power, accompanied these two gods. Together, the three gods were very important to the rulers of ancient Egypt. Along with the falcon-head sun god, they rode the sunboat across the sky in order to create and sustain all life. The act of the sunboat traveling across the sky signifies that with each sunrise the world was created anew. Having traveled through the underworld of night and making it past all the dangers therein, the sunbow once again rises to confirm that life is created new each day. Hu was particularly important because he was the epitome of the power and command of the ruler, even after death. Hu was the utmost importance of the kings of ancient Egypt, who acted as the king's companion as the king entered the afterlife. Through Hu, the king maintained his royal authority in the afterlife. Hu allowed the king to cross the waters of his canal and acknowledged the king's authority and supremacy. So far, we know Hu as the personification of divine utterance. However, some legends maintain that he was not just a part of creation, that he was the creator. It is said that as Hu drew his first breath, there was in that sound of essence of his name. Hence, we have the name Hu, which sounds remarkable, the sound of an expelling breath. Hu. With each breath Hu expelled, creation took place. The first breath created the soul of Osiris. His last creation was the sun. So it is said that Hu is the word of God, the first and the last breath. Hu, Hu. The ancient Egyptians recognized the Sphinx at the Gaza Plateau as an image of Hu. The lion was a symbol of power and strength, used as the body of the Sphinx. This was perfectly acceptable to the ancient Egyptians. The face of the Sphinx wore the distinctive red crown of the creator and the Osiris beard. These were hallmarks of the time. It's been suggested that ancient Egyptians would use the Sphinx in a ritual that reenacted the creation of the universe. It was performed at dusk.